first question I like to ask everybody is, what's the biggest thing that you like or dislike compared to what you used to do in the past with ages and stages, you know, developmentally appropriate practices, compared to what you're doing now with the early years?
Well, we're getting to spend a lot more time with the children rather than sitting doing boring paperwork, and it's just so much more fun. We've got a lot more freedom with what we're doing now than, you know, you used to have to do this and you'd have a tick and flick chart that you've got to fill in, and yeah, so that's the biggest thing, is spending more time with the children.
So what are you learning when you're spending more time with the children?
Just learning more about them and what they like to do and what they're interested in, and yeah, how they work, basically.
Yeah.
You know, they're like a new toy. All of a sudden we can actually play with them. Yeah, so
what do you mean you can actually play with them compared to what you're doing in the past?
Well, in the past it was always, oh, you must come and have a go at this and you must try and do this, and we had to get them to try and do things, you know, because that's the way everybody wanted it. They wanted to see that their children could sit and write the name or could sit and do a jigsaw puzzle, whereas now it's more that they're interested in doing it. So if they're interested, then they learn. I personally think they learn a lot more if they're interested in things, because I know I do. If I'm interested in something, I learn a lot more. So
have you got a good example of that?
The cars with the babies is a big one, because we've had a lot of work go on at the school over the road, and when we're playing out there they see the trucks coming past and they all run over and play, you know, they want to make the truck noises, and so we get the trucks out and we play in the sand and we build our own little schools in the sand, and it's just fascinating. The language that comes out of them is just awesome, you know.
And what do you mean, the language?
From kids that probably rarely speak, then all of a sudden they're making all these noises, and you know, and it's just extending their language no end, because noises is their language as well, you know, it's not just words. So yeah,
so they are expressing a view of things that are concerning them, or are of an interest to them, like the outcomes say. So it's amazing, isn't it?
It is. It's fantastic. It's so much fun, so much fun.
So are you having more fun?
Oh yeah, definitely. Even doing up the stories every day, I'm finding that it's so much more fun. You can put a lot more on there rather than just writing, oh, we did this today, we did that today. We're explaining why we did it. It's because the children wanted to do it, not because we've said we've had to do it, you know. And we can write what they've got from it, and they're getting a lot more from their freedom rather than the old school way that we used to have to do.
And what do you mean by getting a lot more from their freedom?
Well, they're learning a lot more. They'll, you know, before they weren't interested in the thing, so they weren't really following it up. They do it and walk away, whereas now they'll do it because they want to do it, and they'll want to do another picture, or they'll want to play with a different car, or, you know, they just want to be involved in everything now.
If you really want to get into the early years learning framework, the number one thing you'd have to change in the way you do things is?
I suppose it's to not be so structured, be more free and relaxed and enjoy. And that's basically it. Enjoy do what you're there to do, and that's have fun with the kids. You're there to look after them and make sure they're safe. But you know, I came into this job 20 years ago because I love playing with children and I love spending time with children. And then it went through a period where that was taken away and we couldn't play, we had to do things. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but
no,
you know,
not at all.
Now it's come round to, yes, we can play with the children and we can have fun and they can have fun. It's not all about you've got to do this and you've got to do that, but yeah, one thing I would say would just relax and have fun with them.
Excellent. And even relaxing and having fun and really following their interest, they're getting more out of it.
Yeah, definitely. definitely.
That's brilliant.
Because I find if they're enjoying it and you're enjoying it, then everybody's benefiting, not just you or the centre or the children, it's everybody.
Fantastic. Now, what about the centre support weekly tasks? What have you learnt from those?
It makes us look at ourselves, and it makes us look at what we're doing and are we doing it right, and because at the end of the day there are still right and wrong ways to do things, and yeah, it just makes us reflect on what we're doing.
Has it created a better teamwork?
Definitely. It's no longer I'm the group leader and you're the assistant. We're a team. We're all here to do the same job and we do it together. Yeah.
So it's a benefit.
Definitely.
So do you enjoy working more now than before?
Yeah. Yeah, much more. And we all sit down and do it together. Yeah, whereas before it was all on the group leader's head. You know, if the work wasn't done, the paperwork wasn't done, she'd get into trouble, but now we all do it together.
And so are you learning interesting ideas and views from other educators because of...
Yeah. And getting the input from others is really helpful, because sometimes you do run out of ideas, and and it's always good to experience other people's way of doing things as well as your own. No one's perfect, we're always open to ideas.
Yeah.
So
excellent. Any other last thing you'd like to tell the people?
Oh, just have fun with it, that's what it's all about. It's having fun.
Yeah.